Hello, everyone. You are watching the Coffee Chat Show. I am today by myself today with my guest here, Maybelline. I love her name now. Now I gotta just remember the commercial. So we are here by ourselves today. Our co-host couldn't make it, but it's okay. We just wanted to bring an amazing guest with an amazing restaurant. So who am I? My name is Jennifer Sanchez. I'm the founder of the Women's Institute of Self Development Efficacy. I know it's long, call it WISE for short. Also, we created a new co ed group called the WISE Alliance Network. You love the WISE coffee chat shows. We also do a bunch of other stuff. I'm a real estate investor. So if anyone's looking to sell their property and they want cash for their property, 30 days or less, reach out to me. I can definitely help you out in that area. And then, of course, I'm a mom of three beautiful girls. And yeah, that's who I am. So I'll pass it over to my guest today to introduce herself.
So, hi everyone. I'm Maybelline Pereda. I'm the owner of Seska's Margarita Bar and Grill, located in Andersonville at 5403 North Clark Street. I am also a dental hygienist by trade, which I continue to do that at the same time as I run the restaurant. And I'm also a mother of two young boys, 11 and 12. And I'm really active in their lives as well. So really busy.
Yeah, you sound extremely busy. So for those that are watching as you're chiming in or you're watching the replay, make sure you guys say hi, that you're watching. And then of course we're going to go into the main thing about this show. One of the things that I asked was make sure you have coffee. I asked Maybelline, to have coffee. So we actually have our coffee today and I couldn't find a Starbucks like as I was coming over here, I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta get coffee! I gotta get coffee. Where am I gonna get coffee from?" So I found something down the street. Collectivo, yeah, collectivo. And I just said, "Give me something that's not really sweet." And she said, "Okay, our salted caramel brewed coffee." I was like, "Whatever, I will take that." So that's what I'm drinking this morning. What are you drinking
I
this
just
morning?
had a regular, straightforward coffee and milk. That's it. No sugar.
Coffee and milk.
Yeah, no sugar.
Is that what you always drink?
It pretty much is what I'm trying to cut off on the sugar, so it is what I drink now. But I do like my sweet coffee.
Okay, she likes sweet coffee, and we all like our coffee. So make sure you guys are chiming in and sharing what are you guys drinking this morning. So now that we're done with our coffee time, and I just like asking what people are drinking for coffee because I think you can tell their personalities, right? And you just said you're trying to stay away from sugar.
Trying to stay away from sugar. Um, I drink coffee to, perk me up, obviously, in the mornings. But sometimes I just need it because it's a little comfort drink. It doesn't matter what time of the day, it could be at night, and I sit down and chit chat with friends and I have my cup of coffee. So it's almost comforting to have that cup of coffee in your hand.
See, it is. There is something about drinking coffee for me. That's the only reason, even though I shouldn't be drinking as much coffee as I do. And it's funny because I'm considering doing a DNA test. Let me explain. The viewers probably will know what I'm talking about. So I've been really big on like, what should I be eating? What should I be drinking? What doesn't go with my body, right? So I've been talking to this other trainer that I'm excited to just kind of see how he can work with me. And he's like, well, then I have a DNA test that I will actually look at your lineage. I will look at your blood type, and it'll tell me everything you should be drinking, what you're not drinking, what you're deprived of, what you should be eating, what doesn't go with your body. Are you more of a carb girl, or should you be doing more cardio? Should you be doing more lifting? And I was like, they can find all that out through a test.
Not only where you come from, but what your body needs.
What your body needs. Yeah, because genetically, right? Like our bodies are I've always read like I think like with my blood type, I think I come from more carnivore anyways, like ancestry, or right? We eat more meat. So, it maybe vegetarian doesn't go with my body being a vegetarian, right? So then I was like, let me take this test, see what it is, because I'm getting tired of like trying to like be healthy and certain things don't align with my body. And I'm still a foodie. So if you guys follow me, you guys know I got a sweet tooth, man. I really do. I don't know if it's the chocolate or what it is, but like I always need that little bit of sweet or a little extra sweet. So
Every time I start a diet, I have to have something sweet. And you're right. I don't know what it is about something sweet. It doesn't have to be big, it just has to be something to help me continue through the day and stay on my goal. It's just that one little piece of something sweet.
right, it's probably like an addiction. Probably like we probably get like a sugar. We have like a sugar addiction. So anyways, so now you guys know, share what you're drinking. But my question is, we're in your space. It's I love it. I love the location is great. Like she is on Clark Street. Like it is a very busy, like, oh, okay, you got a really nice space. I love the artwork that's on the walls.
Actual local artists that bring in their art and have us expose it for them, and then sometimes they get some of their art bought through us.
Oh, see that? So now she even has local art, and it's really nice. It reminds me of like Picasso type art.
Right, definitely. And then we definitely have other art that is from straight from Mexico and artists, down there that I brought.
That's awesome. So if you guys are into artist stuff, artsy stuff, come here and just check out the space. But tell us, how did this all start? How'd you even get into this?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, we've been open since 2014. So we've been open since 2014, and it wasn't by choice. By all means, this was not my choice to be in the restaurant business. At the time, my husband opened up, another restaurant for himself and for us. Um, and it was a little stressful for him. It was stressful for us to get it going. He really didn't have the financial background to fully open it. So we asked a lot of friends and family for help. And so he did. He made it. He opened it up, and it was a hit. And for the first 3 months, it was really picking up. It was great. I was doing my job as a hygienist. He was doing his job here at the restaurant, and then he passed away. He passed away 3 months just after opening the restaurant. And I found myself in a situation where I either continued with the restaurant so that I could pay back our friends and family, or just let it go, because in reality the restaurant wasn't in my name. It wasn't mine. This wasn't my thing. It was his. And so I could have just picked up my hands and said, you know what, this is it. I'm not going to do this. I don't know how to do this. And I have two little ones, that I have at home. They were at the time 1.5 and almost 3. Um, but I made the decision to continue with the restaurant so that I could try and pay back most of our friends and family. And it was a real struggle. It was really hard, but 10 years later, we're here. We're still here and thriving. Yeah, yeah.
So what made you, and I guess this, for you guys that are watching and you guys are entrepreneurs, statistically it takes 5 years, right? Most businesses fail in 5 years, right? It's Google it. All right. Go to Google, our friend Google. Most businesses, you've been open one with a business that wasn't your legacy, wasn't your dream, but you've continued your late husband's legacy. What pushed you to do this?
Well, I remember clearly, maybe a month before he passed away, we were over by the bar, and he was actually sitting at the bar, and I was on the inside of the bar, and I don't remember what I was doing. And he looked at me and he said, Maybelline, if one day I'm not here, I have every confidence that you can continue the restaurant and you can run it and make it successful so that you have something for you and our boys. And of course, at the moment, I was like, oh, quiet. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to run your restaurant. I got my thing. You got your thing. Stop talking nonsense. And then it happened. 1 month later, it happened. He passed away. After going to the gym, he passed away in the car with a heart attack. And I was left with having to run the restaurant. And I remember him saying those words to me. And, not only the obligation to our family to pay them back, but also I felt that pressure from him. Even though he wasn't here, I felt that pressure from him that I should at least give it a try. because I know it's what he wanted, and I didn't want his death to have been in vain. So I kept going, you know.
Wow. I mean, and I see Angelicia, she's a partner of mine supporting events. She put fire, 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 fire. So thank you, Angelicia, for your support. So you made the decision. That's gotta be a real tough decision.
It was incredibly hard.
And you had two little ones. I mean, they're still young. I mean, they're how old again?
They're 11 and 12 right now. It was the hardest decision to make. I waited till I was 38 and 39 to have children because I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, maybe work 1 or 2 days a week as a dental hygienist and really raise my boys. That's why I waited so long. And then I have my kids, things are going well, and all of a sudden he's gone. And so now, I make the decision to run the restaurant, and I no longer see my children. I lose that very important part of me, of who I wanted to continue to be or become and be there for my children. I lose it from one day to the next. I lost it, and I had to bring in my mom and my sister to help me take care of my boys. And probably for the first 4 years of the rest of my life, I didn't see my children at all. I'd wake up at 5:30 in the morning, out the door by 6:30 to go work as a hygienist, and then literally run back to the restaurant to get it going at 5 o'clock, all the way till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I'd get home and my kids were sleeping. So for about four years of their tiny lives, I didn't raise them really at all. I have no memories of them being that little because I was stuck here trying to get this going. Yeah, it was really, really tough.
And for those that are watching, please show your support. Make sure you comment, ask questions. Like if you're just tuning in, this is a beautiful space. I think it's great. And she's like, there's a patio. I was like, I want to see the patio, right? So I'm excited. And me and her were talking before we went live, and it was like, well, let's see if we can do something here to support your business, right? Because widow, two children, you haven't remarried, you said, right? Running this business, are you still a dental hygienist? Are you still?
Yes, I am still a dental hygienist. I do that 3 days a week. I have a great manager that helps me run the restaurant. The whole physical aspect of the restaurant, he helps me with it. And of course, I just do all the, behind the scenes, all the paperwork and the financial and legal stuff, which allows me to be a mom again, be a soccer mom, and continue to be a hygienist, and be an example for my kids.
I'm not gonna lie. The first thing I saw was how nice her teeth were, and then I didn't even know she was a dental hygienist. I was like, oh my god, I got braces on. I'm like, I got braces on. No, but no, I think this is and for those that are watching, being a mom, being an entrepreneur, and I hope men, if you guys are watching, you guys support your counter, your partners, the women in your life that are running businesses. It's a lot of pressure for a woman because and in my opinion, right, your womanhood is revolved around one of the biggest things, like these expectations of being a good mom, being, you wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, right? Being a wife, being this, right? Taking care of your home. Those are expectations that are always put more on the woman versus the man, right? The man is the provider. He goes out, he hunts, he kills the mammoth, right? Whatever, you know what I mean. So how do you handle, especially like for 10 years, you're still managing the dental hygienist, you're managing this restaurant. How'd you move all through that? How'd you handle that?
Well, you know, you're basically on automatic pilot. It's something you just have to do, right? You start going through the day and you push through the day. And like I said, the first 4 years were really tough. I wasn't able to juggle all those things. I was able to manage my job and I was able to manage this, but I wasn't able to manage being a mother. It was something I had to really, I didn't give it up, but I knew that I wasn't going to be hands on. So for the first 4 years, it was really tough. I can't even begin to tell you how I did it. I just did it. And eventually, I got the help and support that I needed. In order to make it this whole time, I've had to trust my family, my friends to help me through it all. Because without them, I wouldn't have been able to do it. Everybody's support, whether it was just, a few words of support or actual physical help coming to the restaurant. Sometimes some of my friends would come in and they would help me wait or people or whatever it was, people that I met along the way always had some type of support or help, and I was very open to all of that, and that really always gave me the courage and the strength and the ability to keep going. Eventually I did get a manager, Ramon is his name, and he helped me tremendously because he saw the situation I was in, and I had to him to kind of let go a little part of the restaurant so that he could help me run it and that I could again become a mom, and it and in the end I did it because of friends and family, whether I met them at the restaurant or whether they were in my life. Trusting them and letting them into my life really helped me to continue and be where I am now. you know
So you guys know that if you're watching or watching the replay, you Latinos over there, you guys know you like your tacos, right? Like come here and get your tacos and support, right? And I think a lot of people forget that like you can go to these big restaurants, like I'm talking about like the big like corporate type restaurants, and sure you can give your money there, and I'm not pro this or against that, or all of these big corporations have different agendas, they support different, but what about like the small business, the small mom pop shop restaurant that's they're just trying to make ends meet, they're just trying to support their families, right? Why not come to smaller businesses and support, right? You're gonna spend the money anyways, be selective, right? And this is why I love one, empowering women. And I said this, that's always been my main objective, because I feel like you men, y'all got it good, all right? Let's just be honest. Like, I love my colleagues, my male friends, like you guys are awesome, but at the end of the day, women have 100 more issues that you have to deal with as a woman versus a man who might not, right? And some men might get it, some men might not, right? But like just like you, I'm like a constant hustler. Like I'm constantly and it's like, bring the girls along, right? Have the kids with me. Let them watch you be part of this, because it's the only thing that's gonna make sense in their mind. Like you're pretty sure boys are so proud of you.
Now that my boys are older, they are starting to understand how busy I am, why I'm busy, and how hard I have to work to be able to give them the life that I do, and I've seen them become more appreciative of what I do and who I am. And yeah, you're right. Being a business owner and not being part of a corporation is really tough. You are literally working at a job that doesn't have an extra agenda or some bigger affiliation with something that backs them up. It's just us, it's our employees. We become family and everybody works together so that everybody gets their paycheck. And it doesn't go very much further than that. That's really what it really is. We provide great food, great drinks to our customers. You become really great friends with them. You create an ambiance for them, a place for them to come and sit down and feel welcome because they're known. They know we know what they like. But that's really all it is. It's just it's a job everybody comes to. We do it with lots of love. We get a paycheck at the end, create friends and family through it all, and it's nothing more than that. Yeah.
So, you're a city girl. We were talking, we both went to UIC, y'all. Went to UIC. She went to UIC. So she grew up in the city. Did you? I asked this. Yeah. So yesterday, for those that are watching, I was a MC for a girls' conference. So I'm repping the Simply Destiny shirt because I had a dress yesterday. I was like, I don't want to wear the shirt. I want to wear my dress. Like being selfish, right? But I'm like, I'm the MC of the event. I want to stay in my red dress. So today I was like, I'm gonna rep the shirt for the show. One of the things was encouraging these young ladies, Latinas, majority, to pursue their dreams, right? To overcome obstacles. And one of the questions I asked the panel was like, did you ever envision yourself where you're at today? And I'm going to ask you that question. When you were a little girl, did you envision yourself doing what you're doing now?
Absolutely not. This is not where I thought I was going to end up. Part of it is, but probably half of my life is where I thought it would be, as a dental hygienist in the dental field, but never in the restaurant world. That was, literally just thrown at me, and I caught it, and I kept going with it. Am I disappointed of where I am? Absolutely not. All my hardships and all my beautiful moments have really, formed who I am, and how I feel, and how I am with everybody else around me. And I think it's really good. I think it's good. I love it. I don't have any regrets. Would I do it again? It's hard work being in the restaurant business. Really tough, especially if you're, individually owned business. I might do it again. I don't know. You know,
And that's just interesting. I remember when I used to so back in the day, I'm just checking comments on Facebook. Back in the day, I had this one friend who had like a wholesale business. It was an Asian guy, and we were at the buyer's market. La Garra. I had a little store there too, right? And I would sell my makeup and stuff like that. And he came up to me. He's like, Jennifer, it's like if you hate someone in business, this is the most random advice, but for some reason I will never forget this advice. It was like he was a Chinese man, nice man. I think his name was Jimmy. And he was just like, if you ever hate someone, you know what you do to get your best vengeance with them? Now, he said, tell him to open up a restaurant. And I remember sitting there like, what? And I'm at 20, 21, I'm young, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm sitting there, but it was because he was meaning how much work it's behind running a restaurant. So in his mind, his advice was tell him to open up a restaurant. So mind you, if this is how business people see operating a restaurant, but I'm sure, like you said, it's very gratifying.
it does. It does. It has its rewards. And, like I mentioned earlier, it really is all about the people that you get to know, along the way. You get to meet really great people with, very interesting lives. And many of those people that you meet will affect your life somehow along the way. And most of the time it's good, definitely lots of great memories throughout the years in the restaurant and people that I've met along the way.
So, and this is good conversation. You guys need to chime in. You guys need to come here first and foremost. Make sure you come and support, right? Because again, female entrepreneur, woman entrepreneur, minority Latina, right? You're from Mexico. You were telling me that, right? She has 2 kids. She's doing it by herself. She's a dental hygienist. Like, this is a badass woman right here. Like, I love it. Um, so with all that being said, like, what's your biggest advice for someone that might be watching, be with everything that you do, whether it's a man or a woman? What's your biggest advice as an entrepreneur for them?
Oh gosh, that's a really tough question. You really have to love it. Number one, I mean, like anything you do in your life, you have to love it. But especially in this field, in order to have a restaurant, you have to be passionate about it. If you are not, if there's not an end goal, if you don't see yourself at the end of what this has to offer, it's not for you. It's not for you. You can't just come in here and say, well, let me give it a try. Let me see what happens. You're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. You have to come in here and you have to be like, this is what I want. I'm going to do it. It doesn't matter how many bumps along the road, because there will be so many, especially in this field. I'm going to make it. And you have to be creative and never give up. Just keep going, and just know that when it gets really hard at one moment, it's going to get really good at another moment. And always know that it's never going to be a plateau of greatness. It's always going to be up and down, up and down. But if you love it, you won't have anything to regret, and you can make it. You can do it.
That's good. I love that advice that she gave, right? It's like you have to love it. In any business, you have to love anything you do, you have to love it. And I think we've in other episodes with other entrepreneurs, that's bottom line. You if you don't love what you do, it's gonna show. And I'm sure, like for me, like having a restaurant, like you build community, you have your constant attendees, like you said, you know their drinks or you know what they like, right? I'm pretty sure you get people that vent to you all the time, right? Like they're like telling you their problems. I can only imagine the things that you have seen or heard. Can you share like one of your favorite stories about, you've been here for 10 years, so I'm sure you have like a great story you could share.
Oh, well, there's so many stories. One thing, a little different than when you're asking, but one thing that really stands out with one of my um, clients here, I think it had been 4 years after we had opened. And the community was really great. It was very helpful. The community of Andersonville, my God, that they come through for me when they knew my situation. And now I had to reopen this restaurant and really start from new, because it wasn't mine to begin with. And in Chicago, you can't just simply inherit something or switch it over. I basically started over all over again. But anyways, I saw my customer come in, and we'll name him John for now. And I said, John, I haven't seen you in so long. And he turns around and he looks at me. He goes, oh, honey, you made it. You finally made it. We don't have to keep coming in here, 5 times a week to help you make it, and that felt so good and so sad at the same time, because here I have this customer that they come in all the time. They become like family. They tell you their stories, their dramas, with their wives or husbands or significant other. And, you realize how much of your life they became, through here. And yeah, well, back in the day when I was trying to make it, customers from around Andersonville would come in 3, 4, 5 times a week to help me make it. But stories, oh my God, there's so many. And obviously they're all wrapped around the drama of your significant other, and the traveling. And nice thing is, some of these customers that we have become such great friends that you become part of their life, and they invite you to their home and you start going there and partaking in that, and that's beautiful in itself.
I love that story. I love how the community showed up for you, Andersonville. Like I told you, like my mom has a condo not too far from here. One of my best friends and spiritual mom, she lives not too far. So like now I know when I'm in the area and I want tacos or I want to support, I'm coming right here. I'm gonna hang out here. Especially since you got the patio, right? Because sometimes I love eating by myself. Like there's times like I don't want to be bothered, because then it's like when there's children around you, you're like, oh my God, so much noise, get away from me, right? Like, nah, no shame. I love being a mom, but I'm human. Hello, right? We need our space too, right? There's nothing wrong with that. And I think a good mom knows when she needs her space. So you, as a busy mom, as a busy entrepreneur, as a dental hygienist, how do you give yourself that time and that space when you need it?
It's really hard to do that for oneself. I think for me, I really notice that I need a moment for myself is when I start getting overwhelmed too easily. Usually I'm pretty hardcore and I can, push through anything, keep going. But then comes that moment where you're like, I don't think I can handle today. That's my cue to, okay, I need my moment to myself. My moment to myself really is, watching TV, sitting down, going, through a whole series as quick as I can. And my boys kind of know when I need my moment because they notice that mommy doesn't really sit down and watch TV, but when she does, she needs her moment. And that's when my kids start. I notice they start going around the house, picking up their own things, cleaning up here, throwing out the garbage. My other son brings me a cup of water. The other son is like, "Do you need a glass of wine, mommy?" you know, they are wonderful at picking up when I just need to be myself. And for me, it's watching TV, and as some series that I really like. I'm into Korean TV right now. And that's it. I can't really go out and party and with my girls. It was fun when I did it, but that's not what I want now. And for me, it's just tranquility in my home and not having to do anything, no jobs, not as a dental hygienist, not as a restaurant owner, or as a mom, as awful as it sounds. I just want quiet, and I just want me, for a whole day. And that's what I do.
That's good. That at least I think that's self-awareness, right?
Yes.
You're self-aware, and your kids know. I wish I don't have no boys. I have only daughters. And I'm wondering, like, I didn't get the boy, but I'm wondering, like, how would a boy, because my girls are like, bye. Like, they have a sassier attitude than me. So I'm sitting there like, I know she did not just say that to me. Like, oh heck no, but they're like, whatever, mom. They go into their room like they leave me.
Having boy, I don't have any girls, so I can't compare, but I can only compare to what friends tell me. But having boys is so beautiful, especially if you have boys that are aware of you. Like, I have one son who, I wake up in the morning and he says, "Did you put some makeup on, mom?" I'm like, "No, honey, well, you just look so beautiful." I don't know where he gets it from, but little things like that. And then my other son comes up to me and he is a lot more serious, but in his way, he's like, "Do you need anything, mom? Do you want me to get anything for you?" Stuff like that. But my boys are so aware of me and my moods. I always tell my kids they're going to make a wife or significant other really proud in the future, because I think I've done a really good job at making them aware of our feelings, our moods, and what we need and what we don't need, and they're attentive. I don't know what it is to have girls.
No, the girls are like just as moody as you, and they're like, bye. And they'll be like, mom, put on makeup. Mom, they're not. And then I'm a hard butt. I'm a hard ass too. So they're kind of a little mini me's. So they're just like, mom, get it together. Like, your hair looks whack. Like, they will call me out. They are the first ones to tell me, like, you ain't put together today. I'm like, okay, thank you. Like, we have Angel. She's part of the community. She said, good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon, Angel. Thank you for jumping on. Love you. So, um, this is all good. So tell us, as we're, wrapping up, what are the things that people can come and get? Like, what is your, like, this is what we're known for, food, drinks, what is it?
So we're traditional Mexican with some Mexican American food. Um, of course, our name says it all. Seska's Margarita Bar and Grill. So people really come here for margaritas. Yes, they are delicious. We have our own mix. We have, authentic margaritas, all kinds of flavors, and they're amazing. So definitely come in here for the margaritas. House margaritas are really, really great. I can't say enough until you get here and you give them a try. Food wise, oh my God, people come in for our fajitas. Whether it's chicken or steak or shrimp or veggie, the fajitas here are a real hit. Everything's a real big hit. There's been many times that I've wanted to shrink the menu, and we kind of go through it and it's like, okay, what can we leave out? What doesn't sell? Everything sells. We've never been able to make the menu shorter because everything sells just as great as the next thing. But definitely our fajitas are a hit. Our tacos, we have, I don't know what, we have like, I think 10 varieties of meat you can get in tacos, and they're all very delicious. And the other thing that people really like is our costillas en salsa verde. Everybody that has that plate cleans their plate. Nobody ever takes anything home. It is delicious, and if you get them in tacos, it's even better. So just those are just a couple of the things. And our enchiladas, our mole. Oh my god, our mole! Almost forgot to mention the mole. I make the mole personally. It takes about 30 some ingredients to make it. Yes. Yes. I mean, there's so many ways to make it, right? There's simple versions, there's really hard, intricate versions. Ours is pretty detailed and a lot of ingredients, but it is phenomenal. I think it's one of the best I've ever tasted. Yeah.
So okay, my mouth is watering, but when it comes to mole, I know that I've seen different recipes, and I see like nueces and semillas and pan, so nuts and seeds and bread. Like it's like so many ingredients. You do that many ingredients from scratch?
Yes, yes. Our mole has, I think, 31 ingredients, and it is the pepitas and the cacahuates and the peanut butter and the chocolate and the chocolate abuelita and, and all the fresh produce, your tomatoes and onions and jalapeno peppers and serrano peppers and all kinds of chiles, that we put into them. It is a very detailed recipe, and it is phenomenal.
And it's made from scratch. Wow, that's because sometimes the lazy way. Don't judge me, but you already know what I'm gonna say. You go to the grocery store and buy the little thing that has a little glass. Yeah, I learned from one lady, just put a tomate and chile guajillo, and then it gives it a little bit more of authentic taste. But sometimes like lazy, just buy that thing and that's it. And then like I don't know if they keep the glasses and use them as little cups.
You are Mexican. you know, I grew up on that little mole bottle cup there, and it wasn't because my mom was lazy, and it's not because you're lazy. We are so busy. Who has time to be making mole with 30 ingredients? It takes like 6 hours to make. Absolutely not. So yeah, I do remember that.
We have Angel. She said, I do. She wrote, I do the lazy way by I add stuff. There you go. She put LOL. That's good. That's good. I do the same thing. My mouth is watering. When you said costillitas, so that's ribs, right? In green sauce. Can you tell my mouth is watering? So costillitas. It's funny because I never had that growing up. So my family's from Zacatecas. So we're mainly like red sauces. Red, red, red. Everything's red. Chile guajillo. And then my ex-husband's family was green, 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 green. And costillitas was like the main hit in that family. So I learned how to like make it and I love it. I was like, why didn't I grow up on this? Like, this is amazing. So when you said that, I was like, I haven't had lately. I don't really cook Mexican anymore. I can because again, the time limitations and stuff like that. I try to make really quick, simple things. But man, I was like, maybe I should just come here and eat it. I'll just get it here.
Definitely, you have to come and try it. It's really delicious. Also, it's made from scratch. Nothing comes out of a can in this restaurant. Well, maybe one thing, and it's just we can make a lot more. It's our chips and salsa. But other than that, nothing comes from a can. And then we do add all our own personal touches and ingredients to the chips and salsa one. But everything's made from scratch. And the costillas and salsa verde, you definitely have to come and try them. You will not regret it.
Okay, you guys. So we have comments here. Angel, she's commenting. She said, "Oh my God, we had like a whole cabinet of those glasses growing up." Talking about the little mole glasses. I love costillas and salsa. Me too, man. Have you ever seen the movie Chocolate? Is the with what's his name? Pirates of the Caribbean guy. What's his name? Oh my God, why am I brain farting right now?
I don't think I did.
Okay, you would.
Maybe.
I don't know why when I came in here, just throwing it out there, when I saw the space and started talking to you and hearing the story, that movie came to my mind. What is that guy's name from Pirate of the Caribbean? The cute one that he was like super famous. Everyone loves him, and he just had that trial with because of he was being abused by his ¿cómo se llama? Somebody help me here. Oh, let's see. Johnny Depp. Duh. Hello. Okay, there we go. Who how did I forget that name? So in the movie Chocolat, I remember I saw it. It was actually at UIC. My professor made us see it in as a classroom. Yeah. I took some a lot like sociology classes and stuff like that. And I remember she made us it was about pursuing your dreams. And that movie was about a woman who would go to different towns and make mole for different towns in Europe. So, but she empowered an entire community with her recipes. And like everyone was such like very like, oh my God, like hardcore Catholic French community. And they did an experiment. So when they heard like chocolate on top of like meat, what are you talking about? What is this? But it's all that she got from South America and Latin America. And she was bringing it to Europe. And I'm not gonna lie, when I came, I thought of that movie. I was like, this reminds me of chocolate for some reason. I don't know what it was, or maybe because you're the entrepreneur, you're running a restaurant. In the movie, she empowers a woman. She has her own restaurant in the movie. So I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. Maybe it's a movie you could watch. Just see what.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, it's a good movie. But anyways, that's a random side note. I just had to share that. So let's share the address of the space. So anyone that wants to come here, remember her address is 5403 North Clark Street, Chicago, Illinois. How do you say the name again? Sescas Margarita Bar and Grill. There is parking in the street that you can park. You know, of course, pay for
And side streets.
and side streets. So there's side street parking. Make sure you guys come out, check out the venue. I want to make sure that I share her location for you guys. And then of course, you know, you heard from her. Margaritas are her thing here. You said you have a bunch of meat for tacos, right?
Different kinds. Yeah.
Different kinds. I'm gonna eat right after this because I'm getting hungry, right? And then, of course, I want to make sure I thank our sponsor, right? Marta Razo. She couldn't make it today, but she's from the Accelerator Business Summit. Do not forget to go to her website, xbsinfo.com. Go there and register for her event. It's going to be a bunch of businesses, a bunch of vendors, a bunch of speakers. We've been blowing it up and talking about her event. I've been there. I had a great time when I was there. And if you cannot go to the website, just text 630-937-9581 and just put tickets and you'll get the information sent to you via text message. So I want to make sure I share that. And of course, I got to share my stuff. You guys know I put networking events. And I'm actually thinking I might do something here. So if you guys like the city, I know some people don't, but some people do. You know, let's try an event here. Let's do a networking event here. Maybe for the month of what month are we on? August. So let's do an August networking event here and see how that goes. So I'm considering putting an event here. So we'll talk more about that. Don't forget, ladies, this program I have my coaching program launching 12 weeks. I'm still recruiting. I am ready to rock and roll with the next whatever 5, 6, 7 ladies that want to take my program. I have that 12-week coaching program where I help women balance their life, get to the next level in their business and in their life. So reach out to me about that. And then finally, anyone that wants to take my time management challenge, reach out to me. I'm trying to launch a challenge this month for the next 4 Mondays. I will challenge you to manage a calendar every week. Maybe I should get you in it. Maybe you should jump on board on this time management challenge.
I might fail
Yeah,
immediately.
because in the time management challenges every Monday night at 8, we get together and I'd be like, did you do your calendar? Did you? And I teach you how to manage your calendar and put it all in a week, so you can see it all in a week. Um, so maybe that'll be great for you to try it and see if you like it. But that's it, guys. Make sure you support. Do you have any final words, Maybelline?
I just want to thank you for having me on here. I want to welcome everybody who wants to come out and give us a try. Again, you won't regret it. We have a beautiful patio out in the back, which is a lot bigger than the restaurant. Lots of plants, lots of fresh air. I can't wait. Hope to see you guys here.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and stay connected. Make sure to come check her out and reach out to me if you guys have any questions. So have a beautiful rest of your week. God bless.